suggesting measures are needed to deal with these new economic challenges facing 21st century Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my 6th year in office and my 6th African Union Summit meeting. I believe in the power and potential of Africa, and I have made Africa a priority from day one. As I begin my second term as the Secretary General of the United Nations, I thank you for your strong support.
We request to those powers that wish to really aid Africa to eradicate definitively hunger, malnutrition, illiteracy, endemic illnesses, and other infrahuman conditions that oppress our people and impede the free exercise of democracy. No one wishes to affect our peoples, and this would be absurd. But each country confronts itself to typical problems in each society towards its development. And it is only the government that understands the true nature of the problems which has the possibility to overcome these difficulties.
Going by recent incidents, the question now asks is, can Africa take leadership role in times of crisis?
I'm optimistic. I am optimistic. There were frank talks at the opening ceremony from both our invited guests, UN Secretary General and the Chinese, and of course the outgoing AU chairman. But the fact of the matter is Africa still looks a little bit disintegrated. We are still being manipulated in one way or the other by external forces. And I think it is important that Africa takes the center stage. And as African leaders and Africans in general, we should be able to come together and dialogue frankly, put aside our very differences, and see how far we can forge this continent to higher heights. We have all the potentials. It's just a matter of this divisive nature of the external forces within the African continent. But we are optimistic that with the coming generation of leaderships, we are optimistic that Africa will take its center stage.
If you don't get to work together and manage your differences, there are no countries. If you have a group of more than 2 countries, more than 1 country, there must be a difference in interest. It's the ability to manage that difference that makes you prosper. The European
message, but the Gambian message is also sinking in them.
Exactly, yeah, that is exactly the reason, because the Gambian message is that we have to be able to manage our differences and in the interest of the continent. The European Union don't have differences. They all have various interests and states, but they are the European Union together because they manage their differences. And what is their major difference? Their major difference is the interest of Europe.
Africa needs a sincere cooperation which will offer the equitative benefits to both parties, and not only that is demanded or that demands previous conditions and situations that are not popular to the needs of our state.
This new language echoing out of these walls has been championed by the government of His Excellency, the President Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh, since his advent in July 1994. He now has devotees, reflecting the no to external influence, empowerment of the youth and women, boosting production in the agricultural sector, innovation through science and technology, and the breaking of all trade barriers. In fact, President Jammeh has announced during his inauguration ceremony that he is dedicating 2012 as the year of science and technology.
To me, it's all about youth, position of the youth in all developments. And all what you said here is part of our president's ideology. Because by looking at the president's ideology, as of now, it's about youth empowerment and women empowerment. We definitely, to me, what the AU is presently doing have already met our president doing it. So for that being the case, being the youth leader of a party, of a ruling party for that matter, I feel very proud to come here and find out that most of the things that are said are already taking place in the Gambia. So that shows the type of leadership that we have in our country.
What we've heard from, these heads of state that did, took the platform and then gave their address, is something that His Excellency the President has been, saying, and has been practicing here in the Gambia. It's all about, us identifying ourselves, knowing who we are and what we stand for, and be consistent. That the development of Africa, the development of our countries lies in our hands, and we have to take full responsibility and take charge, and not to be dictated by any foreign power or by any interest. We should know what our interests are, and we follow that. The interest is to transform our country into a city-state, to bring affordable health care, bring education, to everybody, and bring that pride, that lost glory, that we Africans have lost. And that is what His Excellency has been saying all along. So when I hear them saying what they said, I thought it ran into my head that, they should come and, learn from our president, or take lessons from him, or take his advice on the way forward.
There was President Jammeh in every one of the statements delivered at the opening ceremony.